Imagine, if you will, you want to sell your home. You want to get as much as you can, and you don't want to risk it sitting on the market forever. You talk with your realtor, and they discuss the importance of pricing, professional photography, even video. You can't help but wonder if there's something else that could be done to help you get top dollar for your home. Well, there is. It's called staging. I'll explain. This is not the same as preparing a home to sell. When you declutter, remove personal items like family pictures, and hide the litter box. This is hiring an actual design professional who brings in furnishings and decorations to set up the home specifically to sell it. A professional stager can take a cold, empty home and make it look stylish and inviting. They employ the same techniques used for decades by new home developers. By staging, you can make your property as inviting as a developer's model home. Here, we're going to talk about why you would, or someone would not, stage a home and the logistics of how staging generally works. We will also discuss how to find the right stager and things you need to consider when doing so. It's not about how to stage a home. Home staging is a very specific niche in interior design. It's better to consult a professional designer to learn more about specific design techniques involved in staging. So, why stage a home? Higher price. Most realtors agree, as reflected in studies from NAR, stage homes sell for a higher price than homes that have not been staged. Let's face it, when you walk through a well-staged home, it feels like it's worth more. Shorter time on the market. Homes that are staged generally sell faster. Staged homes appeal to buyers. That's why they sell at a higher price and sell faster. It is difficult to get good pictures of an empty home. However, the camera loves the designer's touch of a well-staged home. This is especially true for video. Buyers can visualize living in a staged home better than an empty one. A prospective buyer can easily visualize how they would set up their own furniture when there is a professional example for them to see. Professional stager will use furniture that will fit the rooms for better presentation. For example, they will avoid oversized beds, couches, and TVs that eat up a room. A professional stager will use different furnishings for a mid-century modern home than for a beach house. Just like they would use different furnishings for a traditional home than an urban loft. A professional stager styles a home to appeal to the most likely buyer. An empty nester would prefer to see travel guides, while someone with a growing family may prefer to see kids' books. 5 reasons you would not stage. The home appears staged. Some homes already look staged. Someone is still living there. Professional staging is not for occupied properties. Not committed to sell. If you're not sure you're going to sell, it's probably not worth the effort and expense to stage. Need to list right away. Staging takes a little time and scheduling. The initial consultation and setup have to be scheduled. You may have to wait a few weeks for an in-demand decorator. You don't want to spend the money. It may just not be in your budget, and there's no guarantee that you'll actually net more money. How does the staging process work? Just like real estate agents, professional stagers all work a little differently from each other. However, most operate generally within the same normal and customary guidelines. Here, we'll go over how it usually works, at least in the Southern California marketplace. Professional staging companies will provide an estimate for their services. This is usually free of charge. Some stagers will give a rough estimate over the phone, while most reputable stagers will insist on walking the property before committing on a price. The stager owns the furnishings. Their service includes design, delivery, setup, rental, takedown, and removal of the furnishings. There is usually a standard minimum time, typically 90 days. If the seller needs to extend, this is usually offered on a month-by-month increment. The contract is between the seller and the staging company. Unlike advertising, photography, and video, the seller pays for the staging. Terms will vary depending on the stager. Some companies will want payment up front. Most will at least want a deposit. Your agent will know what's customary in your market and may help you negotiate. The best place to start is with your realtor. Every successful listing agent should have an established relationship with a staging company. They will know the staging company's work and what they're like to work with. Some listing agents may even be able to obtain preferable terms and priority scheduling. In fact, many of the best stagers don't advertise because they work exclusively through a well-developed agent network. If you don't have an agent, or you're an agent yourself in need of a home stager, you may want to check out open houses in your market to see if the stager of a well-staged home left some information behind, and reach out to them. Otherwise, you can start out by searching on the internet. Stagers are decorating with their own furnishing. Different types of properties require different design aesthetics and different furnishings. One designer may be great for a traditional home, but may not have what it takes for a mid-century modern home or a beach cottage. Staging is an investment. Price and terms should be a consideration. Availability. A good home staging designer can be completely booked up for a long time in advance, especially in a busy market. The quality of their work. Check out the work they do. Look at a property they have on the market, or at least look at photography of properties they've staged in the past. Talk to people who they have worked with, or at least look at their online ratings. You want someone who does good work and is a pleasure to work with. In conclusion, staging a home means hire an interior designer to furnish and style the home specific for the purpose of selling it. New home developers have been doing it for decades. Staging helps sellers achieve a higher price in a shorter time. Staged homes show better in person, in photography, and video. Buyers see how your home can be set up using appropriate sized furniture. A well-staged home is furnished specifically to accentuate the home's style and appeal to the likely buyer. A seller may not want to stage a home if it already appears staged. You can't stage a home if someone's still living there. It may not be for you if you're not committed to the sale, don't have the time, or not willing to spend the money. After all, there are no guarantees. A staging company owns the furnishings and removes everything when finished. The seller pays for the staging, and the contract is between the seller and the staging company. The best place to find a stager is through your realtor. A well-established listing agent will usually have a staging company they like. When hiring a stager, you want to consider the kind of properties they handle, the price and terms, availability, quality of the work, and reputation. If you'd like to find out more about staging or have any other real estate questions, please reach out to the Mike Dunfee Group and we'll be happy to help. If you like this video, please feel free to share it, and see you next time.